And he said, my presence shall go with thee, and I will give thee rest. And he said unto him, if thy presence go not with me, carry us not up hence. Just to give you a little background on that, those scriptures, that's Moses. God talking to Moses. And the people are to be moved from one place to the other. They're trying to get to another destination. And right now, the presence of the Lord is with Moses and the Israelites. And he's requesting that his presence not be moved from them.
All right.
And he wished not to go anywhere without the presence of the Lord.
Amen.
The other day while I was listening to 88.7, I heard Minister Susie Clemens singing how she needs the Lord every second. Not just every minute or every hour, but she said every second, I need thee, O Lord. And she began to recite those words to that song. I need thee, O Lord. Every second, every hour, every minute, I need thee, O Lord. I'm sure we all know that in order to be successful in our spiritual lives, we must have a closer relationship with God.
All right.
You have to want to be in his presence in all that we do.
All right.
Or do we just want to be in his presence when your supervisor tells you your job will be ending in 2 weeks?
All right.
And you have no other jobs lined up.
All right.
You have no money saved up. And no educational training to fall back on. Or you just need to be in his presence when you find out that the 15-year-old daughter, your 15-year-old daughter is pregnant. Maybe not even that will make you seek his presence. But you find out that the man you have given your last 20 years, of the last 20 years of your life to, no longer wants to be with you. He's moved on. He has a new, younger woman. And he has a family on the way. She's pregnant with his baby. Now maybe that would get your attention. Maybe now it's time to go down on your knees and call on Jesus.
All right now.
Now you want to get on your knees and you holler. What did I do so bad that caused him to want to leave? Then you are quickly reminded of last week when you had said that you were going to clean the church. But other things came up that got in your way. Your friend wanted to go out to eat and you decided that you would go out to eat. But that wasn't all. You promised to meet God at prayer at 7:30 a.m. But you stayed up late that night. You stayed up late the night before and said you were too tired to get up. Or could it be that after all the teaching we've had on tithes and offering, you are still robbing God? The Bible declares that in his presence is fullness of joy.
All right now.
But most of the time, everything else becomes more important than spending time with God. We know how to call on his name. We know how to cry out to him. Father, I stretch my hands today to thee. No other help I know. I know I said I was going to fast for 3 days last week, but I had to cook every night. So I ate. But forgive me, Lord. So now we're wondering why these things are happening to us.
All right.
Why are our blessings being held up? Why didn't I get an answer to that prayer? Or just why can't I make it to the next level? Which finally brings me to our topic for this week. Moving higher, taking it to the next level. I'm sure no one in here likes to be the second best. But that seems to be where we put our God at. The one that we say that we love. We seem to put him on the back burner, but everything else is more important. My Bible tells me that our God is a jealous God. So in my understanding, that means that he wants to be first in our lives, not a last resort. So in order to make it to the next level, we must stop lying. Stop being deceitful. Stop backbiting. Stop cursing, drinking, smoking, just to name a few. We must get a better relationship with the one we say is our God. We cannot let our circumstances dictate our commitment to God. In Joshua, the 6th chapter, the Israelites were to conquer the city of Jericho. But all they saw was the huge walls and many soldiers guarding the wall. Sometimes we get blinded by the walls and forget that the God we serve is mighty. We forget that if he said that it shall come to pass, then it shall. We forget that if God be for us, who can be against us? And if God is for us, it's more than the whole world against us.
All right now.
He says to count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations, for it tests our faith and produces perseverance. On last night, Prophetess Brinson spoke about perseverance in the midst of our troubles. We can't lay down now. We must continue on even in the midst of controversy. But how do we move on? How do we get past what we see? To move forward to the next level, we must have a solid relationship with God. Amen. We must be like Moses in Exodus 33 and 15, where he tells God that if thy presence is not with me, carry us not up hence. We must have the want to be in God's presence.
All right.
We must open our ears to hear the plan. We must carry out the plan. The Israelites had to follow a plan that was devised to them by God to conquer Jericho. The plans was that the Israelites were to march around the city once every day for 6 days with 7 priests with ram horns in front of the Ark of the Covenant. On the 7th day, they were to march around the city 7 times, and the priests were to blow the ram horns, and Joshua ordered the people to shout. For before, no noise was to be made. All this may have sounded ridiculous to the Israelites at the time. But they had the presence of the Lord with them at the time, and they could conquer all. For years I've heard this story that the Israelites marched around the city of Jericho 7 times, and the wall fell when, in fact, they actually marched around the walls 13 times. One each day for 6 days, and on the 7th day they marched around the 7th time.
All right.
That's another way that we fail to make it to the next level because we don't even know what the word is telling us. Now we have to follow the plan to the T in order to get to the next level. There was more to the plan for the Israelites to follow. The city of Jericho was now cursed. The Israelites were to refrain from the cursed thing because those things would trouble the camp. The silver, gold, vessels of brass and iron were consecrated, meaning set apart, and would be returned to God. So I wonder what happened next. Some things became tempting to someone by the name of Achan. And he took the things that were consecrated to be returned to the Lord. Does that sound like anything that we do? Help us tonight. Have you ever taken part of your tithes and used them for something other than paying your tithes?
Yes.
It only takes one person in your circle to mess up for the whole group. Now the presence of the Lord has been removed from you. But since you all did conquer Jericho, and it was a huge victory for you.
All right.
Many men were killed, but none of yours were. So now you feel like, okay, I can go to the next level.
That's right.
I can move on to the next level. So now there's this ordeal with I. Not having the presence of the Lord with them, they still decided that they were going to march upon I and take over. But to their surprise, with as few men as I had, that didn't even compare to the men that were in Jericho, they failed to win that fight. Moving to the next level. In order to move to the next level, we must be in right standings with Him. We must follow the plan, and we cannot yield to temptation. I want to be like Moses when he said, if thy presence goes not with me, carry us not up hence. As we move to the next level, be sure you haven't moved from His presence. His presence and that closer relationship with Him will be the key to making it to the next level. For the past 2 days, I've had this pain in my side, the right side of my back. The more I studied, the more that pain, the worse that pain got. Before I could say, Lord, take this pain away, He said, sometimes you are going to go through some things. And it's going to hurt a little bit. But don't allow that little pain to take your eyes off the prize.
All right now.
As long as you are in my presence, pain or no pain,
All right.
all things are possible.
All right.
But the real pain will come when the presence is no longer with you. In other words, He never promised that the road to the next level would be easy. But if we just keep pressing through the blood, the sweat, and the tears, we will make it to the next level. And that concludes what I have to say on tonight. But if there is anyone here that